you guys. Welcome back to Chit Chats with Allie B and Stina Marie.
I'm Allie B.
And I'm Stina Marie. And thank you guys for joining in and staying tuned with this series. We've really enjoyed it. This is part 2 of how childhood bullying can affect you in your adulthood and your relationships in your adulthood. Tonight, we're going to discuss women's empowerment and friendships in your adulthood, like how you can empower other women in adulthood, what that looks like. And Allie and I can give you some examples of what that looks like for us. Because as you know, the most important thing as women is we want to be uplifted, validated, and empowered. Very, very important. I can speak that for probably 95% of women. No, very few women that don't need uplifting.
Absolutely. This day and age, for sure. I feel like as women, we're constantly, everything's on our plate. It's the kids, it's a job, it's a husband, it's, sports, it's, anything that our family is involved in. I feel like it is managed by mom.
And we want to feel adequate in all aspects.
Absolutely. I think it's so important. Kind of like a recap from our previous conversation about, how when you are a child bully, how that affects your adulthood. People don't trust that you're going to validate them or empower them, or, you're not going to be a real friend, because back then you weren't. Not to say people can't grow, people can't change. They 100% can. But as women, it's so important in an age where everything is hustle bustle. My child's the top this, my child's the top that, in an age of that, like, let's take it back. Let's take it back a notch and take it, back to the basics of love and respect and caring for your neighbor,
And it's not even hard for you to teach your girls or sons at a young age. If it's your son or daughter, being a good sport and congratulating other people. Or let's say they did not do well at a track meet. This is just an example.
Yeah.
And you go up to your friend and say, I watched you work hard tonight, congrats on working hard and getting as far as you did. Absolutely. Instead of letting him know his downfall. And because those little comments or little things start being big things.
Right.
And it builds relationships. And that's what ultimately we're trying to do, because you have to do that to have a relationship, to have a spouse or a significant other of whatever capacity that looks like for you. Or to go to school, to have a job, to be productive in any shape or form. You have to build relationships.
Absolutely. And teaching your kids or learning as a child how to treat others, or how to have good relationships, productive relationships with people, whether you like them or not. Like, that's just such a life lesson. It's so important. And I think a lot of people have lost sight on that. And the lady that introduced us to this topic, I just keep going back to like how she was affected, how, the fact that they didn't empower her at all as a child, like, and how she's dealing with that as an adult.
And what's
it's just crazy. It's so good.
She does pray for them.
Yeah.
She does pray for them. She prays for everybody, but she doesn't allow what she calls outside noise back in.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
And I do too. When I was listening to her speak about that, I was like, that's so profound, because we always have that outside noise, and a lot of us, we do
Yeah, it's so important how you speak to others, but what you speak, what you speak into people.
Right.
You know, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your coworkers, whether it's your friends, whether it's people you go to church with, what you pour into them is so important. And it's not just important for them, it's important to you. I don't feel good if I'm nasty to people just because I don't want people to be nasty to me, you know? And the fact that she is willing to create a boundary and stand on that boundary and say, no, I am worthy. I am valid. I am, you know, a person that deserves decent humans, I can't even speak. You know what I'm trying to say. Basic love and respect. I mean, that should be the basic for anybody. But the fact that she's saying, you know, I deserve that and I will, you know, not demand that, but I will command that because I command that level of respect for myself. Huge. I love it.
I love the demand and command. I love how you spoke that so well. That's
Thank you.
That's good. That's
well,
good.
I think that's important. Like, you know, if you are demanding respect, then you are saying, even if I'm a horrible human to you, I demand that you give me the respect that I'm not willing to give to you. But if you show up, show out, and show people, you know, a good version of yourself, and every day doesn't have to be amazing. You're not going to be perfect every day. But if you walk into every situation that you possibly can and you show respect, you will command that respect. You will also receive that respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are in the demand zone instead of the command zone. And if we had more people in the command, you know, respect, that deserving respect because you show that to others, the world would be a better place. We wouldn't even be talking about this.
And it's so sad because we're seeing this on the internet all the time.
You hear about it from moms,
moms are talking about it. But let's also remember as mothers, and we've spoke about this in the prior video, that as moms, watch your tongue.
Yeah.
Be very aware of your children around you and what they're hearing, because you know their relationships with their friends are very important, and they're watching you, how you speak, your body language, how you react.
Yeah.
And that's very important. And I will be the first to admit, I have reacted to someone's poor choices of words, not in my favorite way to respond to someone, because it's not really a response, it's a reaction.
Right.
In a way I regret, not because I did something wrong, but I let them get to me on that. I let them get to that point with me, which should have never been acceptable. But
you're big enough to admit it. A lot of people are not able to admit it. So pat yourself on the back, because most people wouldn't be able to sit, especially in a public platform like this, and say, hey, I could have handled something differently. I could have, you know, that shows your integrity, that shows your maturity.
And to this day, this woman and I don't have a relationship, because she is still living in some childhood trauma of her own. And when that's not healed, you relinquish your pain onto others. And that's what that's why we brought this podcast up. Why we watch our mouth, because our children are learning, watching, observing every single day. And when you think they're not, 2 months later, they're saying something.
Yeah. They're like, hey, remember when you were saying about so-and-so? Yes.
And so their ears are wide open and cleaned out So
yeah, they can repeat which Sunday, third Sunday of October, 2024. You said such and such.
They
Yeah.
do. And so, let's take the time to end 2025 on good graces by watching what we
say and how we respond. You know, when we're in a confrontation of some sort, you listen to comprehend. You don't listen to respond. You know what I'm saying?
got to have that reaction.
Yeah, to have that reaction. I think that's a really important point. But yeah, I love it. Closing out 2025, to the individual who brought us this fantastic topic, thank you. You have been such an encouragement to me, an encouragement to Christina, and brought up such a great topic, not only for this platform, but for our children, for our kids, for our girls. And to be able to talk. Yeah, and even Christina and I having our conversation about it, it was such a good, deep conversation. One that, you know,
because me and Allie have no-nos in what we allow and don't allow, and we have the utmost respect. We've had our little tit for tats, but nothing huge that's ever brought us to the precipice of.
Oh, it's not detrimental. It's more like just
silly stuff.
Yeah, like silly stuff.
You know, like your husband annoys you.
You're already having a bad day. Friend calls you, says something, and it's like, oh, no, not you too, girl. No. Like that kind of thing. Yeah.
But that's why.
But I think we always keep in the back of our head, and we said this in the previous video. We always are very careful because you may not remember what someone said to you, but you always remember how that person made you feel. And she and I have that level of love and respect for one another. We never want each other to feel, we don't want to say something that we can't come back from the feeling.
You know, like the light shall never untangle again. So remember, you roll them up neatly so you can roll them out the next year. So remember, your words can have that same effect. And
put the toothpaste in the plate and see if it will go back in the tube. That's another good one.
My absolute.
Yeah, that's such a good,
favorite.
Cute little Bible study activity for kids.
It is.
And very, very powerful because it shows them, you know, you can tell people things sometimes and it doesn't hit, but it hits different when you can see it.
Right.
For sure. But you guys, we are going to wrap this one up. Fabulous topic. Thank you to that person that brought this to us.
And if you have a hot and pressing topic,
let us know. We're going to have some good Christmas themed topics coming up over the next few weeks. Probably going to do a field trip of some sort.
We definitely got to do some field trips.
Yeah, we're going to do some Christmas field trips, bring you guys along on those. You can follow us on YouTube, Chit Chats with Allie B and Stina Marie. You can follow us on Instagram at Chit Chats Allie B, Stina Marie. And we will post all of our handles in the description, and we'd love to hear from you. So come at us, comment, follow, subscribe, all the things. We love you guys.
Love you guys. We will chat with you guys soon. And we appreciate your viewership. So take care, and we will talk soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Adios, amigos.